It is the third and final race for the JCW and Gen 3, and in fact our last race of the weekend here at the Mini Festival. It's once again a reverse grid of the top five, and I can tell you that we have got David Grady in pole position. It's over to Ben for the full grid.
This should be a lot of fun. The reverse grid race always is, and at the Mini Festival, well, there's a large crowd to entertain as well for the competitors in the Power Max Mini Challenge. The F56s and JCWs lining up for the final race of the weekend. In the F56 class, it's David Grady and Lee Patterson on the front row. Then Rob Smith and Ryan Rode, Lawrence Davey and William Phillips, an incredibly strong third row. Of the JCW runners, Scott Adams heads the field from Jason Jeffries, and Steve Ruxton Cocker and Hamish Brandon, then Neil Newstead and Alan Taylor. 5-second board is shown to the drivers. Who's going to get the jump this time around? Will it be the silver car of Grady, the red car of Patterson? We're about to find out as the lights go out and away we go. It's a good start from Grady. It's a terrible start from Rob Smith, who tries to box in Lawrence Davey. Instead rather boxes Lawrence Davey, as Davey in sixth. It's Luke Reed who's got an excellent start. He's up to fifth as they hurtle down through Paddock Hill Bend for the first time, and Smith in all manner of trouble. I suspect he'll possibly hold his radiator as a result of all of that, so he spins around and out of contention as the rest of the pack arrive into Druids and all look to scramble for ground in these early stages. Hamish Brandon has made an excellent start amongst the JCW runners. He's to the fore of the JCWs as the field head through Graham Hill Bend, and there is David Grady out front from Lee Patterson. Then it's Ryan Rode and William Phillips. Here is Luke Reed. So he looks to ride the curbs. Then we have got Harry Volkard next along. He looks to try and get into the toe in these early stages. That's always the challenge. You don't want to let the cars break away in front of you, but that's what's happened amongst JCWs, because Hamish Brandon easing away from the rest of the field as now Lawrence Davey lines up the move on Luke Reed and squeezes past around the outside. There was very, very little space between the pair of them, but Lawrence Davey judged that to perfection, so David Grady still leads from Patterson and Ryan Rode. Rode has got William Phillips and now Lawrence Davey filling his mirrors. Here's a look at the start then from Davey. Away he goes, great start. Rob Smith sees him coming, crunch, closes the door, just halts Davey's momentum ever so slightly. Another look at it. That was a gap that was always going to close, indeed it does. Fortunately Davey able to continue in the race. So here is David Grady, the race leader, and he is beginning to just ease away from Lee Patterson, who is having to hog the middle of the road because he has got Ryan Rode on his tail. Then we've got William Phillips and Lawrence Davey next along, these four cars disputing the final two places on the rostrum. So they head around Graham Hill Bend, sprint along the Cooper Straight. And somebody off in the background, that's Luke Reed, who rotates around Graham Hill Bend. He's going to lose several places, but hopefully nothing more than that. Here is Hamish Brandon, leader of the JCW class, but he has got Neil Newstead right up behind him. It was Newstead who got better of him last time around, as we've got wage yellow flags over at Clearways. Now I just wonder, is that the safety car? Indeed it is. So the safety car is scrambled and the race brought under pause. What's the reason for that? There we have it. Got a car off into the gravel trap at Paddock Hill Bend, and that is Mark Stewart, unfortunately, who has finished his race. Means the marshals are pressed into use, but they, as ever, always do a fantastic job. So we're ready to go racing once more, and now David Grady has got the responsibility of absolutely perfecting this restart as the recovery work is completed. Now when does Grady pull the pin? He pulls it midway through Clearways, perfectly judged. He builds that car length over Lee Patterson. It's not everything, but it might just be enough. Luke Cordley is also there in the mix. He is tucked up just behind Lawrence Davey as Ryan Rode snatches a break into Paddock Hill Bend, and that's a lovely move from Davey to the inside of William Phillips. He caught Phillips napping, and Phillips just left a car's width, and Davey once more. He now looks to the inside of Ryan Rode into Druids. That's going to get very congested. Are they all through? We'll find out as they head downhill. Indeed they are. But Ryan Rode determined to maintain that third position. Doggedly defends from Davey along the Cooper Straight. And David Grady trying to break away from Patterson. He might be helped out by the fact that now Ryan Rode is freed to apply the pressure once more onto the tail of Lee Patterson as they hurtle around clearways and then on towards Clark Curve. Sprinting through this leading group of cars, which is really all the way back to and including Chris Boone. Zincar Lawrence Davey looks again to the inside of Ryan Road. There's not a lot of space there. They give each other racing room, and if Lawrence Davey pulls it off, that will be a remarkable move. Very fair driving from the pair of them as well, and Lawrence Davey slides past Road, who now tries to close the door on William Phillips, who tried to muscle his way past. The space wasn't quite there for the car of Phillips, but it was for Lawrence Davey. Absolutely fantastic pass that from Davey. And we've got another car in a little bit of trouble. That is Jono Brown. Oh, and unfortunately he's to the edge of the track, so the safety car is scrambled once more. It means that David Grady has got to do it all over again, as Brown's car is towed to a place of safety. It's been a frustrating weekend, really, for Jono Brown, as we get back under steam once more, and again David Grady judges the restart perfectly. Again Lawrence Davey looks to try and take advantage into Paddock Hill Bend. He closes right onto the tail of Lee Patterson, but Patterson able to defend just in time as they climb up towards Druids. Bumper to bumper, this is what mini racing is all about and has always been all about. Very, very close between Patterson and Davey. While further back in the JCW class, plenty to enjoy. There is Jason Jeffries. He's in pursuit of Steve Ruxton Cocker. They've got Alan Taylor just behind them. So Grady leads the way, but now Patterson is under significant pressure from Lawrence Davey as they accelerate along the Brabham Straight once more. Ryan Road there in fourth. He's still got Phillips pressurising him, as this time Patterson takes that dangerous middle line, and the car goes sideways. Lee Patterson in a bit of trouble here, and he goes into the gravel trap sideways and over. Oh, and Lee Patterson out of the race in spectacular style. The roll cage doing its job. He is absolutely fine. The car, I suspect, not too badly damaged either. But the spectacle, something to behold, and that, as we're late on, brings out the red flag. There's an arm, there's a leg. Out gets Patterson. And the checkered flag shown as well. So here is another look at it then from the outside. And Patterson was defending from Davey. He just took that middle line through Paddock Hill Bend. Brakes a little bit too late to make the apex. Was trying to correct it. Went one way, it snapped the other. And then at that angle into the gravel trap, the car digs in and over it goes. So a look then at the final results, and it is victory for David Grady. A very well-driven race from Grady, from Lawrence Davey in second, Ryan Road completing the podium from William Phillips, Luke Caudle and Harry Volkard. Hamish Brandon victorious amongst the JCW runners from Neil Newstead and Steve Ruxton Cocker, who held off Jason Jeffries, Alan Taylor and Scott Adams. So final podium of the weekend, and time for Hamish Brandon to enjoy the spoils of victory. Cuddly Panda there to support him. And then for David Grady, on to the top step of the Power Max Mini Challenge podium.
The first Mini Challenge win, so let's hope we can do a few more before the end of the season. I knew that in that race, if I was able to get a good start and maintain the lead into the first corner and up to Druids, that I'd be in a good shape for the rest of the race. And even with the two safety car periods, I was able to maintain the lead and all the way to the end. Sadly, it was a red flag, but you know, it's not really the way you want to win a race. But you know, it's pretty hard out there. You've got to take the wins when you get them.
Really, for me, it's all about just trying to get as many wins as I can now, and just see where I end up at the end of the season. It's kind of, I suppose, in some ways, Neil's done such a good job in the championship. He's got a big chunk of points ahead of me. So really, it's just go for broke now and just see how many wins I can get, and then wherever I end up at the season at the end of the year, then so be it. But we'll go hard from now on. We'll be trying our maximum.
So in terms of the championship standings then, in the F56 class, it's David Grady who leads the way from Lawrence Davey and Ryan Rowe, but that fight will go all the way to the wire, and Rob Smith still very much in the mix. Amongst the JCWs, well, Hamish Brandon has got a lot of ground to make up over Neil Newstead, and Alan Taylor is there in a solid third.
It was high drama right up until the very end in the Power Max Mini Challenge, and it rounds up a fantastic weekend of racing here at Brands Hatch. I hope you can join us on our next outing, which is another mini festival, but up north in Alton Park. Until then, do keep up to date with all things Mini Challenge on the website and also on our Facebook and Twitter page. We'll see you again very soon.